So it's Angela Rose, founder and executive director of PAVE, Promoting Awareness Victim Empowerment, coming at you here on March 3rd, 2010. And I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk about the Chelsea King case. Many people have been following this case. It was a 17-year-old girl. She went missing. She was running right outside of San Diego, and they found her body yesterday. Now there's a repeat sex offender who's being held. He was arraigned today. And this morning I went running and thought about her, and brought me back to my personal story and why I got involved in this movement. Is Chelsea was 17, I was 17 when I was kidnapped from a shopping mall in broad daylight by a man who was on parole for murder. He was also a repeat sex offender. And when I met the family of the girl that he had killed, her name was Julie Angel, I saw the impact that this one man had on so many lives. And the same thing for Chelsea's case. He's a suspect right now in another disappearance of another little girl, but he had served time for molesting a young girl. We have to take a stand. This is something that every person needs to take ownership in this issue. These crimes can be prevented. We can't have the criminal justice system be this revolving door. We are failing our children. It is up to each of us to take ownership and to keep our communities safe. We need better policy to keep these repeat sex offenders in prison. After what happened to me, we got together with his previous victims. Our entire community banded together, and we got these petitions signed, somewhere between 5,000 and 8,000 signatures, and we were able to pass a piece of legislation that kept repeat sex offenders in prison. It was called the Sexually Violent Persons Commitment Act, and that was in direct response to what happened to me. And it just really proves that people have the power to make a difference when they want to. And so this horrific tragedy that the 17-year-old girl, her life was cut far too short. We need to take this to the streets and make a difference. So I encourage everyone to please sign up for our email list. It's shatteringthesilence.org. Sign up for our action alerts and get involved and talk to your children, because people don't realize these things happen. You know, at 17, I saw the man behind me. I saw him walking behind me. When he put that knife to my throat, you just don't think that things like that can happen. And it's something that at 17 we have a very I am invincible attitude. And again, that is never the victim's fault. I did blame myself for a long time afterwards. That's because of this victim blaming society that we live in. But we have to hold these perpetrators accountable. We have to engage the community. We have to talk to each other and really focus on policy to keep our community safe. So thank you for listening. Please sign up on our email list and keep Chelsea's family in your prayers. Thank you.
NBC5, Chicago. Now live on the UBC Tower.
Good evening, I'm Cheryl Marine.
And I'm Allison Rosati, I'm Major Design Assignment.
Police in suburban Schaumburg tonight are questioning a potential suspect, they say, in the weekend abduction and sexual abuse of a 17-year-old girl. It happened at the Woodfield Mall.
I have a 17-year-old young lady who is incredibly articulate and was able to remember things.
I remember so vividly, I put my key in the lock of the car. I saw a shadow come up behind me to the left. He grabbed me, put a knife to my throat. His car was parked not even 5 feet from mine, and he threw me in his car, took my hands, bound my hands behind my back, and he put Band-Aids and sunglasses over my face, and it happened so fast.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a Channel 7 exclusive. For the first time, the 17-year-old girl who was kidnapped from the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg is going public with her story. She wants to keep this man behind bars for good. He is 47-year-old Robert Coppa, a convicted child killer who's now accused in the Woodfield attack.
Angela is certainly a remarkable young woman, a woman who, while still recovering from a brutal abduction and assault, has decided that the role of victim does not suit her.
Now 28, not only is Angela talking about it, she's on a crusade. After her attacker, Robert Coppa, was locked up, Angela founded an organization called PAVE, promoting awareness and victim empowerment. Her efforts are gaining national attention.
What's it like when, you start this and then Time Magazine contacts you? It's unbelievably empowering.
She travels all over the country, lobbying for tougher laws against violent offenders, and she tries to encourage victims to come forward. Until that moment when she was kidnapped, Angela lived a picture-perfect life. She comes from a close-knit Italian family. Growing up, Angela was into dance and drama. She was homecoming queen. But her world was shattered that day when she was snatched from the mall parking lot.
He makes all the victims dress up. He made me wear an evening gown, and it fit me like a glove, which to me is really one of the other most traumatic parts of it.
After the assault, Coppa did something unexpected. He drove Angela back to the mall.
What her attacker didn't know was that when he let Angela go hours later, he had turned a 17-year-old college freshman-to-be into a victims' rights crusader.